Hey fight fans, welcome back to Combat Sports Insider. Let's talk about the million-dollar question in boxing and MMA right now. Why does every big fighter suddenly want to fight Jake Paul? It feels like every week we hear another superstar throwing his name out there. Tank Davis, Oleksandr Usyk, even legends and former champions, everybody seems to want a piece of the YouTube kid turned boxer. But the reason why is actually simple once you look at the fight game for what it really is. First, let's cut through the noise. At the end of the day, fighting Jake Paul isn't about legacy, rankings, or titles. It's about one thing: money. Love him or hate him, Jake Paul brings in eyeballs like almost nobody else in the sport right now. He has millions of followers across platforms, casual fans who don't even watch boxing regularly, and a fan base that will buy pay-per-views just to see him fight. Some tune in hoping he wins, others tune in just to watch him get knocked out, but either way, the numbers don't lie. His fights make serious money, often more than legitimate world title fights. For fighters, that means a Jake Paul bout can equal the biggest payday of their careers in a single night. Second, there's the risk factor. Jake is improving as a boxer, no doubt about it, but he's still nowhere near the level of elite world champions. For a top-tier fighter, stepping into the ring with Jake feels like a low-risk, high-reward situation. If they beat him, nobody's surprised. It's just another win. If they lose, they can spin it however they want. Maybe say it was an off night, or blame the circus atmosphere, or point out that Jake had the advantages of youth and size. The bottom line is, fighters see Jake as someone who can fill their pockets without putting their careers in too much danger. Third, there's the crossover spotlight. A fight with Jake Paul isn't just a boxing event. It's a global pop culture moment. Millions of people who would never normally sit down to watch a WBC title fight suddenly tune in. Jake has mastered the art of bringing entertainment and controversy to the fight game. He talks trash, he plays the villain, and he knows how to sell a story. For fighters, that means stepping into Jake's world gives them exposure they wouldn't get anywhere else. Even legends like Usyk see it as a way to grab headlines outside of hardcore boxing circles. Fourth, there's the business angle. Unlike traditional boxing promoters, Jake Paul is essentially his own boss. He runs his own events, controls his own promotions, and often gives fighters bigger cuts than they'd get fighting under the usual promoters. When you sign on to fight Jake, you're not just signing up for a bout, you're signing up for the circus, the media blitz, the wild press conferences, the crossover audience. And every fighter knows that circus equals money in the bank. So let's be real here. When a superstar calls out Jake Paul, it's not because they see him as the most dangerous opponent. It's because they see him as the most profitable one. Tank Davis doesn't really need Jake Paul for credibility. Usyk doesn't need him to prove he's the best heavyweight. These guys are already established. But Jake gives them something they don't get in title defenses: a massive paycheck, a global spotlight, and a fight where the risk is far lower than the reward. And here's the irony. The same fighters who once mocked Jake Paul are now lining up to fight him. Why? Because they've realized he's not just a YouTube boxer anymore. He's a marketing machine. And in the fight game, marketing matters just as much as skill. Think about it. How many hardcore fans truly wanted to see Jake versus Nate Diaz in a boxing ring? But people still bought it. Why? Because Jake knows how to sell a fight. And for top fighters, that's the ultimate bait. Easy cash, easy spotlight, and the chance to either shut him up or get embarrassed trying. But the real question for you guys is this: who actually has the best chance of not only cashing out, but also humiliating Jake Paul in the ring? Is it Tank Davis with his explosive power and speed? Is it Usyk with his technical mastery? Or maybe someone like Canelo Alvarez, who Jake has been chasing for years? Imagine the hype, imagine the numbers, imagine the chaos if that fight ever happened. So, fight fans, what do you think? Is Jake Paul the smartest businessman in combat sports, or is he just an overhyped gatekeeper for big names to cash out on? And if you had to pick one superstar to finally put him in his place, who would it be? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. That's it for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Combat Sports Insider for more fight talk, analysis, and inside stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe to CSI.